smartest thing you can do with a stupid person is nothing. Not patience, not better analogies, not the simplified version you have been rehearsing in your head. Nothing. Silence. The complete cessation of the effort that has been draining you for years. But you cannot do it. Something in you keeps reaching for the explanation, keeps believing that this time the words will land, keeps returning to a door that has never opened and knocking harder. The compulsion to be understood is destroying you faster than their stupidity ever could. Every explanation you have ever given to someone who could not receive it was a withdrawal from an account that does not replenish. You spent clarity on people who could not use it. You spent energy translating yourself into languages that have no words for what you mean. You spent hours, years, if you add them up, trying to build bridges to people who were not standing on the other side waiting. They were not even looking at the river, and you kept building anyway because the alternative was accepting something your pride will not let you accept. Some gaps cannot be closed. Some people cannot be reached, and the trying is not noble. It is a compulsion wearing the mask of generosity. Stop teaching people who did not ask to learn. This is the sentence that could save your life if you would let it. They did not ask. They are not standing at your door requesting illumination. You looked at their confusion and appointed yourself the solution. You saw their error and elected yourself the correction. But they were not suffering from their confusion. They were comfortable in it. They were not bothered by their error. They were living with it just fine. The pain was entirely yours, the pain of watching wrongness exist without intervention. And you called your intervention kindness when it was actually a compulsion you could not control. Nietzsche understood that the desire to teach the unteachable is not virtue, it is vanity. You want to be the one who finally gets through. You want the satisfaction of watching the light dawn in eyes that have been dark. You want the gratitude, the recognition, the confirmation that your intelligence has value because it can be transferred to others. But the transfer keeps failing, and instead of questioning the project, you question your methods. Maybe a different approach, maybe more patience, maybe this time. The compulsion feeds on its own failure, convinced that success is one more attempt away. The truly intelligent response to stupidity is not engagement, it is conservation. Every minute you spend explaining to someone who cannot understand is a minute stolen from work that matters, from people who can receive what you offer, from the finite reservoir of energy that empties faster than you think. You are not obligated to educate everyone you encounter. You are not responsible for the gaps in other people's understanding. The weight you have been carrying, the weight of needing to fix, to correct, to illuminate, it was never yours to carry. You picked it up voluntarily and forgot you could put it down. This is not permission to be cruel. Cruelty is just another form of engagement, another way of letting their limitation determine your behavior. The goal is not contempt. The goal is release. Letting them be wrong without needing to correct them. Letting them misunderstand without needing to clarify. Letting gaps exist without needing to bridge them. This release feels like failure to someone who has built their identity around being the one who explains. But it is actually freedom. The freedom to stop performing a role that no one asked you to play. There is a specific exhaustion that comes from the explaining life, and you know it intimately. It is not physical tiredness. It is the depletion that follows wasted effort, the emptiness of pouring into vessels that cannot hold. You have felt this exhaustion after meetings, after dinners, after conversations that you entered hoping for connection and left feeling more alone than before you spoke. The exhaustion is not caused by them. It is caused by your refusal to accept what they are. Every time you expect understanding from someone incapable of it, you set yourself up for the depletion. The expectation is the problem. The explanation is just the symptom. Nietzsche watched the people around him with clear eyes and made a choice that most intelligent people refuse to make. He stopped trying to bring them along. He wrote for readers who did not yet exist. He spoke to a future that would understand what his present could not. He did not waste himself on explanations that would evaporate on contact. He conserved his clarity for the page, where it could wait for minds capable of receiving it. He was not cruel to those who could not follow. He simply stopped walking at their pace. He stopped translating into their language. He stopped pretending that understanding was possible when everything proved it was not. The people you have been trying to reach are not going to suddenly become reachable. This is not pessimism. This is pattern recognition, the very skill that makes you intelligent in the first place. You have tried the explanation. You have tried multiple explanations. You have tried patience, analogies, simplified versions, drawings on napkins. The data is in. The experiment has run. The results are conclusive. And still you return to the lab, convinced that one more trial will produce different results. This is not intelligence. This is the definition of a compulsion that has hijacked your intelligence and turned it against you. What would it mean to stop? Not to stop caring. You cannot control that. But to stop acting on the caring in ways that accomplish nothing. To feel the urge to explain and let the urge pass without obeying it. To watch the error go uncorrected and tolerate the discomfort of that watching. To accept that your understanding and their understanding exist in different universes, and no amount of effort will merge them. This acceptance is not defeat. It is the beginning of a life that is actually yours, instead of a life spent in service to people who do not know they are being served. The energy you recover when you stop explaining could change everything. The hours you get back, the clarity you stop spending on people who cannot receive it, the peace that comes from releasing an obligation you invented and then resented. You have been exhausted for years, and you thought the exhaustion was the price of being intelligent in an unintelligent world. But the exhaustion was optional. It was the cost of a compulsion you mistook for a duty, and the compulsion can be released the moment you see it for what it is. Nietzsche's answer was not hatred of the stupid. Hatred is just another form of bondage to them. His answer was amor fati, love of fate, love of what is, including the limitations of those around him. Not love in the warm sense. Love in the sense of acceptance so complete that resistance dissolves. They are what they are. The world is what it is. Your explanations will not change the architecture of reality. The only thing they change is the quality of your experience within that reality. And the quality has been suffering because you keep demanding the impossible. They will continue being what they are. The errors will continue existing. The gaps will remain unbridged. The wrongness will persist in the world, untouched by your corrections, unimproved by your efforts. And you will be free, not free from seeing. That is not available to a mind like yours. Free from needing the seeing to change anything outside yourself. Let them be wrong. Let the explanation die in your throat. Let the silence be your answer. It is the smartest thing you will ever do.